Warning: this series may contain discussions about the accountancy profession, jargon of a financial nature, and some really engaging content. Episode 3: How to work with an outsourcer and maximising the investment with GI. In this episode, Alastair discusses Flinder's relationship with GI, including why they've chosen to work with an outsourcer and how they do that in the most efficient way possible for their practice. He also touches on maximising the investment with GI and how they have worked alongside us as their practice has grown into what it is today.
I guess that you, Luke, the rest of the team that we work with at Flinder, I think it's fair to say you're a really great client of GI. We've done various projects. We've got many more on the horizon as well, right?
Yep.
Tell us a bit about your relationship with GI and I guess how we've supported you over the last, few years.
Yeah. So, I mean, my view is, well, first of all, the relationship works very well with GI. And I think...
Very happy to hear that, by the way.
Yeah. I think a lot of that comes from the fact that whilst you are a separate entity, we don't really see the team members that we work with as separate to Flinder. Clearly, they sit in a different location physically, but actually we involve them with everything else we would do with our onshore team, other than physical socials, obviously, and sometimes evening socials are a bit tough because they're a different time zone. They're obviously in bed at that time. But other than that, everything else, they're treated just as onshore employees would be. We involve them. They're involved. They sit within pods. They sit on our Slack community. They're on Zoom channels with team members. They are involved in what we call APW. So it's a way of when we dissect a client basically and try and understand where the particular pain points might be in different stakeholders in that business that we've maybe not necessarily uncovered. So it's a proper planning session with focusing on the client. They'll be involved in that to get their perspective. Obviously it's not as much as say a business advisor, just because any associate or senior associate wouldn't have as much input because they don't have as much exposure to kind of the real pain points of the founder and other kind of senior stakeholders, which is what we're trying to work through. They're on client calls, client communication. They're essentially treated like they're treated as our team. And I think that's one of the reasons that it's worked so well, is that we don't see it them and us. We don't punt work across. We work collaboratively with them, just as we would do anyone in our team. We coach them. We give feedback to them. I mean, we even, well, maybe I can't say this, but we even incentivize them separately to the GI side of things, because we see them very much as buying into our culture, our philosophy, and our vision, and we want to reward that, and we think it's really important to do that. But yeah, fully see them as part of the team. We simply refer to the team as onshore and offshore associates and senior associates, rather not necessarily as the GI team, or that's how we group them, and that's just because of some time zone differences, or they will have a people manager as well, and I'm sure they have their own kind of development structure in GI. But as part and parcel of the Flinder ways of working and the Flinder culture and the kind of the academy structure that we are developing at the moment, they also have a people manager within Flinder. They're fully adopted as part of our team, basically.
Fantastic. I'm really glad you mentioned that point there, actually, around separate ways of benefits for the individuals, right? I think this is a safe place. This is now on Instagram, it's on YouTube, it's on LinkedIn, but actually, look, that reward that you give for individuals is invaluable. And I guess a bit of feedback from GI, it's the perfect way to work with us. It's the perfect way that we, have our staff work with clients, right? So thank you.